Hi, cool friends. How are you all? So, how is your love life today? Are there still a lot of dramas that make your pubic hair fall out and are all over the place, huh? It's really pathetic. Well, guys, the relationship with the person who previously made your heartbeat feels like a mixture of annoyance and frustration, right? Sometimes our brains immediately think, how can I fix this? Should I chase after them or what? But listen to this carefully, bro. Hasty reactions like that often become the biggest mistakes we can make. Nowadays, love matters are very different. People, whether girls or boys, often test us. They want to know if we can stay relaxed or immediately panic when the situation starts to go against expectations. What often happens is that many of us fail the test. This is not because we are unworthy, but rather because we do not understand their mindset or attitude. Actually, like this. Being ignored does not always mean something bad. This is, in fact, a moment to show that we are different from others. Don't let being ignored a little bit make us look shaky. How we respond will determine whether they become more interested or even more distant. So, guys, in this video, we will discuss fatal mistakes that we really must avoid when being ignored by a crush. This is not just random tips, but important lessons that will differentiate you from people who are often ghosted or ignored. For those of you tired of chasing but not appreciated, or wanting to take control of your love affairs again, this video has the answers. We will learn how to stay calm, not get carried away by feelings, not cry in the corner of the room, and even turn the situation around to benefit ourselves. So, stop overthinking from now on or being confused about what the next step is. Let's discuss these mistakes so that we don't lose control again in love affairs. Let's break it down. Okay, guys, the first mistake that often happens when being ignored by a crush is chatting too much. Really, the initial instinct is usually to immediately want to chase, contact, or think that if I say the truth, he will definitely reply. But in reality, that kind of mindset makes us fall into the trap of bombarding him with phone messages or chats. It only shows that we are desperate, not confident, and have no emotional control. How can we make him interested if we give the impression that our life only focuses on him? Think about it. If we keep chasing, when will he have time to miss us? The answer is never. Instead of making the situation mysterious, we actually make the atmosphere stuffy because of excessive communication. The best solution is to just keep quiet and not chat again if the first message has been ignored. He knows. We've sent a message. Let him feel that he is missing our presence. People are naturally curious, gang. If we stop chasing, there will definitely be thoughts that arise like, he is busy, right? Or, maybe he is starting to lose interest. This is the moment that makes us more attractive in his eyes. What we need to understand is that no response is a response. If he doesn't reply, that's already a signal in itself. Rather than reacting emotionally, it's better to take a step back and evaluate. Maybe he is testing us, or maybe he's just not interested anymore. Whatever it is, excessive communication is never a solution. People who know their worth will not waste time chasing someone who doesn't show any effort in return. We are the ones who have control to set boundaries. Don't explain ourselves, don't double chat, and don't ask why he doesn't reply. Our silence is stronger than words. Let him feel our absence. It's much more impactful than begging for attention. Okay, next, guys. The second mistake that is often made is trying too hard to get him back. Many people immediately go into overcompensating mode, aka starting to do everything they can to win him back, from giving gifts and showering him with compliments to making promises they don't really want to keep. But it's true. All of that is just a message of desperation. And guys, being desperate is one of the most unattractive traits. He will feel that our lives only revolve around him, and that makes us look like we have no self-worth. The reality is that if we chase too much and make excessive efforts, it will actually make him lose respect. People are not interested in someone who puts them above everything else until they forget their own self-esteem. The more we chase, the more he feels he has control, and the lower his interest. Remember, guys, attraction can't be forced with gifts, compliments, or false promises. Attraction comes from respect and mystery. If we try too hard, those two things will disappear. So, instead of tiring ourselves out chasing him, we should focus on ourselves. Do things that make us the best version of ourselves. Start going to the gym, chase our dreams, or spend time with friends who make us happy. If he sees us still happy and successful without him, it will actually make him think, wow. It turns out he doesn't need my validation to be happy, and that makes us look much more attractive. Focus on yourself, gang. Not to show off to him, but to demonstrate that we have full control over our lives. What's important is to stay calm and confident. Don't remind him of the sweet moments that have ever existed. That's not how attraction works. Show it through actions, not words. If he sees us still standing tall without him, he will start to question his decision. People who know their worth will not waste time convincing others to stay. If he chooses to leave, well, that's his loss, not ours. Be confident, guys. And even if he doesn't come back, it means we are opening the way for someone else who appreciates us more. Win-win solution, right? Okay, let's continue, guys. The third mistake that often makes the situation worse is reacting from anger or frustration when ignored. It's very natural to feel annoyed, disappointed, or even that our ego is slightly touched. But if we let those emotions control us, we can end up making big mistakes, starting from sending passive-aggressive messages, posting something that seems attention-seeking on social media, to asking directly, "Hey, why did you ghost me?" Well, this kind of reaction might feel appropriate at that time, but honestly, it won't help the situation get better. It will only make it more chaotic. Angry or frustrated reactions only show that he has control over our emotions. Controlling. Your emotions is often considered mature, and that is clearly a trait that makes us look more attractive. On the other hand, people will respect those who can stay calm, even in uncomfortable situations. If we lose control, it only proves that his decision to ghost us was right. Another problem with emotional reactions is that they give the impression that when we are angry or frustrated, the message we accidentally send is, "Your attention is very important to me, that I can't live without it." And this automatically makes us look weaker. As hard as we try, the more power dynamics in this situation favor him. The better we react emotionally, the more control we have over the situation. Stay calm and silent. Music. K-drama. Don't explode or make a fuss over this. It's not about pretending not to care, but rather about how we direct our energy toward more productive things. For example, instead of wasting time checking our cell phones all the time or pouring out our troubles on social media, it's better to focus on ourselves, go to the gym, work on a long-delayed project, or spend time with people who truly care about us. When he sees that his attitude doesn't make us waver but instead makes us curious, he will start to think, "Why is he so relaxed?" This curiosity usually prompts those who initially ghosted us to come back. People tend to be attracted to those who can deal with problems calmly. If we can stay cool under pressure, it shows strength and emotional maturity. So, guys, remember, reacting angrily only makes our position weaker. A confident person will not let other people's behavior dictate how they feel about themselves. Stay calm and show that we have more value. Now, let's continue, guys. The next mistake that often makes attraction plummet is the habit of seeking validation or apologizing excessively when being ignored. Many people immediately think, "Wow, I must have done something wrong," even though there is no real evidence that we did something wrong. This leads to messages like, "What did I do wrong?" or "I'm so sorry if I made you uncomfortable." Even though the intention is good, and it seems like we are taking responsibility, This actually shows our lack of confidence and self-doubt. When we are busy seeking validation, we unknowingly give him full control. The point is, we are saying, "Please tell me if I'm still worthy of you." This makes our self-worth fall in his eyes. People who know their worth will not depend on the validation of others. They are already sure of themselves. Without seeking recognition or constant assurance, excessive apologies will also be fatal. People will lose interest in us. This creates the impression that we are walking on eggshells, afraid to make a mistake, even though attraction comes from tension. If we make a mistake, just apologize once, briefly, and get straight to the point. Excessive apologies only make us look desperate. Sometimes his silence doesn't mean anything. He might be busy testing our patience or even confused by his own actions. Stay calm, be confident, and assume that we have done nothing wrong unless there is clear evidence otherwise. Let him have time to feel our absence. Instead of us being busy chasing attention, remember guys, the main key is self-confidence. People will be attracted to those who can stand tall with confidence without having to seek recognition. So stop chasing validation or apologizing excessively. Focus on yourself. Stay calm and let him come in his own way. That's what helps. Maintain a strong attraction. Okay, let's continue, guys. There's another mistake often made when ignored, which is trying to make him jealous. Many people think that posting photos with other people shows off an exciting social life or gives a signal that we are being targeted by many people, which will make him feel jealous. But this is a big mistake. This tactic often fails and instead makes us look childish and insecure. The main problem with this method is that it is too transparent. People are very intuitive, and they can distinguish which is real and which is just a setup to seek attention. Instead of looking cool or high value, we actually come across as people who are too needy. Our efforts to create the illusion of a happy life only send a clear message that we are not satisfied with ourselves and need validation from him to feel valuable, which is worse. Even if he becomes jealous, his reaction may not be what we expect. He might think our attitude is manipulative or childish and decide not to waste his time anymore. Or worse, he might play the same game, trapping us in a toxic cycle of mutual taunts and one-ups. This doesn't solve the problem. It actually damages the dynamics of the relationship. Why? Because true self-confidence is rare. Most people are busy seeking recognition, but those who don't play games and live life as it is focus on being the best version of themselves, whether through sports or developing personal interests. People will be attracted to those who are independent and satisfied with themselves and their emotions. Two things that can't be ignored. Let him come because of curiosity, not manipulation. That's the sign of a high-value person. Okay, let's continue, guys. One of the fatal mistakes often made is waiting for him to reply to our messages until life becomes a mess. If we do this, it means we are signaling that his attention is the center of our universe. Without it, we feel stuck, not knowing what to do. This person is very perceptive. If he senses that our life revolves around him, it will be a significant turn-off. The impression we give is that our life has no clear direction or purpose. The reality is, waiting for him to reply will not change anything. If he is indifferent, his focus is clearly not on us. And if we remain silent and idle, it only makes us look even less valuable. This person is more interested in someone who is active, has goals, and is busy pursuing something, not someone who sits around waiting while overthinking. Instead of wasting our time waiting, it's better to use that energy to upgrade our lives. Try focusing on yourself. Go to the gym, pursue a career that promotes personal growth, or learn new skills that make you even cooler. Don't forget to spend time with genuine friends. Simply waiting around for someone who shows interest in us means we are missing out on opportunities. Prioritize your goals and aspirations. Prioritize yourself. Confident and independent people make an undeniable attraction. If he ends up ignoring us, it's his loss, not ours. We have spent that time leveling up and becoming the best version of ourselves. Don't ever give everything away to others by just waiting for them. We should focus on our own growth. Don't stop. Don't stand still. There is something better that will come along. Finally, the last and equally important mistake is changing yourself to please others. Have you ever thought, if I change a little to suit what he wants, maybe he will start to notice me? Everyone gets caught up in that thought process, especially when he is giving us the silent treatment. We may lower our personality to fit his interests or do anything to work to his preferences. However, do you know that this is one of the fastest ways to lose respect for him and ourselves? Changing ourselves just to please others is detrimental to our identity. True attraction lies in self-confidence and being genuine. If we start changing ourselves for him, we send a signal that we are unsure of our own worth. The message becomes, I will do anything to get your attention, and that is not attractive at all. People tend to respond more positively toward those with strong principles and standards, not those who easily change just for others. If we continuously adjust to fit his preferences, we lose our original identity and decrease our chances of being seen as valuable. Focus on being the best version of yourself. If he is indifferent because of who you genuinely are, it is a sign he is not the right person for you. A person with high values won't compromise their integrity just to gain popularity. Keep believing in our beliefs. Remember, we are valuable. As we are, the right person will see and appreciate that. So keep standing firm, be yourself, and let everything flow. If he doesn't come back, it's his loss. If he returns because he sees the real us, not a fake version we crafted, then that's a win. Don't forget that our time and energy are valuable. Use them for people who genuinely appreciate us, not just to drain our energy. So if you are being ignored, don't panic or damage your self-esteem. Mistakes like overchasing, seeking validation, or getting angry for no reason will only make you seem directionless. Instead, focus on yourself and live your life without depending on him. When you prioritize being the best version of yourself, you will naturally come across as more attractive without making strange efforts for his attention. Your life doesn't stop just because one person doesn't respond. Your time and energy are too valuable to spend waiting for or chasing people who fail to recognize your worth. If they can't appreciate you for who you are, let them be and focus on things that encourage your development, your career, hobbies, friends, or whatever brings you joy. Always remember to treat yourself kindly and realize you deserve healthy relationships. Appreciate and treat yourself well first. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video, friends.